What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Arrival Entertainment, and today we are going to be talking about Nope, the new film written, directed, and produced by Jordan Peele. Nope is the newest thriller that's written by, directed by, and produced by Jordan Peele, and it also stars Daniel Kaluuya and Kiki Palmer. And I'm not going to talk about the plot in this movie because I feel like the trailers told you everything you need to know going into the movie, and I really don't want to talk about anything else that happens in the movie. If you thought the second trailer that came out was a little bit spoiler heavy like I thought, it's not really. Trust me when I say that, there's a lot more to the story. So I'm not going to be talking about the plot, just go watch the trailer, and that's really all you need to know going into the film. And before I get started with the review, I just want to say that if you're new to the channel, then welcome. If you enjoy this type of content, then please consider subscribing to the channel. We're so close to 500 subscribers, so subscribing to the channel would really help me out, and liking and sharing this video also really helps out as well. Let's keep talking about Nope. I was so excited to see this movie. I am such a big fan of his first two movies, Get Out and Us. I thought those movies were great, some of the best movies that came out that year, and I even really enjoyed the Candyman sequel slash reboot, whatever it is. Even though that's not his film, he produced the film, you can tell that he was heavily involved with that film, and it was a really good movie. So seeing a trailer for his next written, produced, and directed movie, I couldn't wait to see it. And I saw this film Tuesday, and I was originally going to do my review and upload it the next day, but I needed more time for this film to sink in because besides what the trailers show, there is more in the movie that needed to sit more with me, needed to digest a little bit more, stuff that you can look into metaphoric-wise, or just on how much this movie is just a giant, big spectacle. But now that I've had plenty of time for the film to sink in with me, I can say that Jordan Peele has done it again. This is another really damn good movie that he made. This is probably his biggest movie, spectacle-wise and story-wise, he's ever done yet. It's very ambitious, very weird. There's a lot of weird stuff that goes on in this movie, and I had a great time with it. Let's start with the performances. Daniel Kaluuya is so good in this movie. This guy keeps impressing me every time I see him in movies. He was great in Jordan Peele's first movie, Get Out. He was really great in Black Panther. I haven't seen Judas and the Black Messiah, but I heard a lot of great things about his performance. In fact, I think he won the Oscar that year for that movie. So I definitely need to check that movie out now after seeing this film. There's still some films of him that I haven't checked out yet, but I do want to check him out now. I want to dive more into his filmography now, because like I said, he was really good in this movie. Very quiet performance, very straightforward performance, but it worked for this story. And I'm hoping Jordan Peele keeps casting him in more of his movies because they seem to work really well together. But the biggest standout performance for me was Kiki Palmer. This girl stole the entire movie for me. I've been a fan of Kiki Palmer ever since her Nickelodeon days. And even though I wasn't a big fan of that show she did on Nickelodeon, she was really good in the show with the few episodes that I have seen. And seeing her career progress more ever since those days, I just love the fact that she didn't turn into one of those preteen child stars, whatever you want to call it, that just fell deep in the rabbit hole and never really recovered for her career. She's been doing really great, and she's great in this movie. She's so funny, so likable. She just has this burst of energy whenever she comes on screen, and she's got really great chemistry with Daniel Kaluuya in the movie, which they played brother and sister, so you need good chemistry with two actors playing brother and sister. And they nailed that. Everything on a technical level with this movie is just off the charts. The cinematography is gorgeous. This is a beautiful movie to look at. It's probably Jordan Peele's best looking movie he's ever done. The music is so good. The visual effects are very impressive. A lot of great stuff that he was able to pull off for this film, visual effects wise. The sound design in this movie is just on a whole nother level. I'm glad I saw this movie in IMAX. I accidentally saw the film in IMAX. I didn't realize it was IMAX until I showed up for the 4 o'clock show, whatever it was, and the guy was like, "Oh, you want to go to the IMAX show?" And I was like, "Oh, I didn't know it was IMAX, but I paid for the ticket anyway." So glad I saw it in IMAX. If you haven't seen this movie yet, then go see it in IMAX. Trust me, that extra layer of sound that IMAX has just propels this movie onto a whole nother level. So on a technical level, this film is phenomenal. It is top-notch filmmaking right here. However, I have been paying attention to what some people have been saying about this movie, and it's certain plot points that I can definitely see some people getting turned off by. Not gonna get into it, obviously no spoilers, but there were some plot points in this movie that I'm sure are metaphorical, and if I dive deeper into it, I could find a meaning on why they were presented in the way they were. But just as it stands, someone who's just going into this movie just to watch a movie, they heard this movie was good and they want to go see it, I can see them being turned off by some of the plot elements that take place in this film, especially the way they were edited together and paced. It's very different. It's not bad, it's just different and unique. And honestly, that makes sense looking back on the whole movie, because this whole movie, the premise and everything that's done in this movie, is very different and very unique. So I would say do some spoiler-free research before you go into this movie, because I've heard a lot of people getting turned off by certain things that happened in this movie, and you guys know how the internet works. If something is wrong in a movie, even if it's something so tiny and minute, then it just blows up and everyone declares it the worst movie of all time, disappointing movie of the year, worst movie of the year, whatever they want to call it, and this film really doesn't deserve that. I was able to see some early reactions from the public, so I was able to see some people who were disappointed with the movie, some people who just didn't like it, so I slightly lowered my expectations for the film, even though I was still really excited to see it, and I just don't agree with people who are saying this is the disappointing movie of the year, this is the worst movie of the year. This film does not deserve that title. Looking back on everything that was done in this movie, yeah, some stuff is very unconventional, and I can see why some people would be turned off by that. But there is just so much in this movie that stuck with me and stuff that I really want to check out again. And in my opinion, when a film does that for you and makes you want to think about it, makes you want to analyze it, then it is nowhere near bad. So in the end, guys, that's really all I can say about the movie without getting into spoilers, but it's safe to say that I had a great time with this film, and I definitely recommend it if you're a fan of Jordan Peele's first two movies, or if you haven't seen any of his two movies he directed. I still would recommend this movie. However, like I said, do some spoiler-free research before you go into the film. There are some parts in the movie that are very unconventional, and some parts that are just flat out weird, but if you stick with the movie, it's gonna have a good payoff, at least in my opinion it did. I'm not too sure where it sits with me compared to Jordan Peele's other two movies, but I still had a great time with it. Just as much as a great time as I had with his other two films, and Nope is definitely worth a Blu-ray purchase. I can't wait to see this film again and dive deeper into it. I can't wait to pick up the 4K when it comes out, and I could see this movie in the future becoming more appreciated from the public. Because right now critics are loving it, and most people do seem to really enjoy it, but there are a lot of people out there that are very mixed on it, so I can see this movie gaining more of a following in years to come. So guys, that is my review for Nope. Just like always, let me know what you thought about the film down in the comment section below. And just like always, guys, thank you again so much for watching. I really do appreciate all you guys watching my video and subscribing to my channel. I got more videos planned very soon, so look forward to that. Thank you guys again for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to like and share it. Subscribe right here if you haven't already, and until next time, guys, take care.